Bro, so you did an amazing job of filming your practices, how you do you work with telangiectasias, reticular vein. So, but what inspired you to share this with other vascular surgeons?
Okay. Well, that's a really good question, Rita. The main reason that we filmed a lot of these techniques is that it's impossible to describe them in a journal. We can't do it. There's no way you can describe what a lot of the stuff that we actually develop in a journal that's just with paper. I mean, you can't demonstrate techniques very well unless you actually have video presentation. And a lot of the techniques that we describe in the courses are from our study in the histopathology lab, which I have about 2,000 slides, I think, that I have done over the past probably 10 years, looking at different types of venous abnormalities, mostly related to the skin. We have our own cytotechnician at the Large Edge Dermatology Laboratory that we can use, and he's very good at what he does, and we get great specimens. So to share with doctors a lot of the new knowledge, I think it's important to actually show it. You can't really describe it.
That's good. That's that we needed really this kind of material. Talking about the material itself, what can you say that is different? What kind of insights you show in the Vascular Innovate course?
Well, I think you show a lot of different techniques that for a lot of different clinical situations. And I think the important thing we show is that you combine a lot of these techniques to get the best result. You can't just do sclerotherapy and expect to have a good result. You have to be able to add other modalities. We also talk about many other factors such as generalized essential telangiectasia, difficult conditions you will see in your practice. We described the treatment of venous lake tumors, which are quite common where I live in Florida, for one example. So there's a lot of different pathology that we talk about just besides telangiectasia.
Yeah, you Rome used to be a very hard publisher. You publish a lot of papers, and now you seems like you in a quite different profile.
Right.
Some
Okay.
so
That's right. Well, unfortunately, I'm an anti-journal guy because, why should I present my findings to a journal when they charge doctors to read them? So we can do a much better job by actually describing what we do in our own courses. And in the United States, these courses, the sole function is to raise money for an orphanage that we sponsor. So we sponsor an orphanage in Nepal, and all of our proceeds go to that orphanage, and it just helps us support it.
good. So you did the Vascular Innovate course, and you brought this to Brazil. You have this orphanage that you take care, like in Nepal. How you manage the orphanage, or how you find this orphanage? How are this history?
It's a very interesting. My wife Peggy and I were traveling in Nepal. We went to hike what's called the Langtang Valley. This was about 2 years after the earthquake. And we were in Kathmandu, and we were with friends of ours who were traveling around the world, a young couple that sold everything, and they met us in Nepal. And we were standing in the a square in Nepal. In Nepal, the streets have no names. And so it's hard to know where you are unless you live there. And we were kind of like lost. And this former monk, his name was Ali Lama, found us and started talking to us. And then he explained that about the orphanage and how 50% of all children in Nepal are orphans, either due to civil war or the earthquake. And so he took us to an orphanage, and Peggy was just blown away. She had to help these kids, and all through our trek, we decided we have to go back. So we went back, and we bought groceries, and the orphanage had no running water, no toilet. So our goal was to provide all this stuff, so we got them fixed with all kinds of plumbing, food. So and now we send the kids not only to school but to college. And so they become like an extended family. Unfortunately, they're a long way away, so we keep up with them by FaceTime, but it's just, you can't save everybody in the world, but you can save some people.
Oh, that's an amazing job. Congratulations. And talking a little bit about Brazil, how do you travel all around the world? You have already listened, talk from Europeans, Spaniards, and English. And what do you think about Brazilian Flebology and how we deal with this small vein, particular?
I think it's very, very advanced. I mean, with Rodrigo and Victor especially, I mean, it's like these guys really know what they're doing. And I learned from them too. And so it's a great experience. I think it's very advanced here. And that's with the Flebology. I think Italy's very advanced. And their treatment as well. As you probably know, I'm a proponent of foam splatter therapy if done properly. And we get very good results with this.
So finally, what messages can you give our audience about this partnership between what you're doing in Florida, your research on histology, the new term dermatophlebology, and our training facilities here in Brazil with Ecos Cursos? How do you imagine this can work?
Well, like Rodrigo and I are, of course, very good friends, and Rodrigo is now undertaking a project to develop a textbook on dermatophlebology, what actually occurs and what the histology is. Dermatophlebology changes how you view venous disease. In fact, until 5 months ago, I wasn't really sure. I couldn't tell where spider veins came from. There's many papers published. They don't know the origins. Putting together what we found in the lab and with some of the anatomical work done by Dr. Amanishi, we now can be very determinate on the pathophysiology of venous disease in the skin, what actually happens. It's a whole new field. And I think it's very important to know, and it changes the seat categories, makes them completely inaccurate.